Hello. Hello. Silent. ಎಂಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ನೀವು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಬ್ರೌಸರ್ ಐಟಿ ಯಾರು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಮಾಡಿ
is like a breath of fresh air after the storm, bringing new life and hope. A very good morning to each esteemed individual present here today. I, Ananya, Lecturer, Department of Management, deem it my privilege to master the ceremony of today's program. May I now invite Ms. Shruti and Mr. Niyas to escort the dignitaries onto the dais. Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am. We commence every event with the blessings of the divine. I humbly request Mr. Muzamil to step forward and inaugurate this auspicious occasion with a beautiful prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the most merciful. He taught the Quran, He created man and taught him eloquence, and the stars and trees, and the heaven He raised, and He posed the planets.
Today, we are honored to have Dr. B.K. Nandish, Controller of Examination, appointed to the University, as the chief guest for our program. Sir has been recognized for his exemplary work, including receiving the Best Paper Postal Award for his research on studies on the recycling of base metal casting alloys used in dentistry with reference to environmental and economical aspects at MIT Kismet. He is also the author of 3 textbooks in the field of dental material and has presented papers at various national and international conferences, along with publishing research papers in Scopus and PubMed journals. We are honored to have you with us, sir, today. On behalf of the Enterprise Institute of Art Science, Commerce and Management, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. As a token of gratitude, my request our principal, Dr. Arune Bhagwan, to hand over a sapling and a memento to our chief guest. Thank you, sir. We are also privileged to have the Principal and Dean of Faculty of Science, Dr. Arune Bhagwan, as the president of today's program. A warm welcome to you, sir. I extend a cordial welcome to our Dean of Commerce and Management and Vice Principal, Dr. Sharina P. to this esteemed gathering. A welcome, ma'am. I offer my heartfelt welcome to our Vice Principals, Dr. Jeevan Raj and Mr. Narayan Sukma, to this significant event. A warm welcome to you. I extend my warm welcome to the organizing team, Ms. Shruti Gatti, Assistant Professor, Department of Management, and Mr. Niyas Padak, the Assistant Professor, Department of Linguistics, to this program. A warm welcome to you. And a warm welcome to all the gathering present here. As the lamp illuminates its surroundings, may wisdom and awareness illuminate our path. With this sentiment, I kindly request our esteemed dignitaries to come forward, light the lamp, and commence the program. Thank you all. May now invite our chief guest, Dr. B.T. Nandish, Controller of Examination, Yanapai Digital University, to share a few words on this occasion.
Very good morning to all of you. Respected Principal Dr. Arun, Vice Principal Dr. Sharina, Dr. Jeevan, Narayan, Niyaz, and all the other senior faculty members present here. It's indeed a great moment for me to be present on this momentous occasion. Why I use that momentous occasion is the name itself gives mastering exams, a comprehensive sensitization series. Okay, because then how to master yourself in writing the exams in a fair way. That's a very important thing we should use. You should understand fair way. Any unfair method which you are going to employ in the examination leads to malpractice. Any unfair methods. A small thing you write it on your hand, you bring checks, you bring now sophisticated methods are like copy. Okay. So most of the students try different methods to use unfair means in the examinations to excel. But 93%, 99, I can write it down in confidence, I can tell you, 99% of the cases will be caught in the examination. Only 1% may succeed first time, but at least the second or the third time they also will be caught in the examination. Okay, so right, I have to say, trying to use unfair means will not lead to success. It will lead to a disastrous thing only. To talk about mainly about the malpractice and other things, we can talk hours together. Just now we had a very light moment before entering into this hall. Because nowadays students try different methods to use unfair means in the examination. So my part as a controller, because I think I'm very busy in my work, but since this was a very important event where I need to tell you about the mastering exams by using the fair methods, so I just wanted to talk very briefly. I think we have big sessions here. I think a lot of sessions are there. They are planned in a very good way. That's why I told it's one of the momentous occasion because planning is very meticulously they have done. This is not just to help you how to excel in the exams and all, and also to tell you that you have to write the exams in a fair way. One or two instances I'm just going to highlight, and based upon that, your other teachers and the principal and other people will speak about that. The first thing is, as a student, we have to be very sincere. We have to take up the examinations very seriously. Simple thing if you want to tell you, see, nowadays malpractice is also a skill. The students are thinking that malpractice or using the unfair methods is a skill. You have to struggle the whole night writing small checks, micros, xerox, etc. There are different techniques. In my life, in my teaching life of about 24 to 25 years, I have myself seen more than 100 cases. Okay, so slowly from lecturer to professor and now control of examination to that road, I've seen lot of malpractice cases, different techniques of copying. But I'm telling you, 99% students are caught. one small instances I would like to say, I told I want to share with your teachers also now where I was coming. See, in about 2007, when the final MBBS examinations, we were not university at that time, we were at the Rajiv Gandhi University. So we are affiliated to Rajiv Gandhi University. And the final exam, final year, final MBBS examination was going on. And they have got at that time 8 papers they had. Okay. So the 7 papers successfully they copied using the high gadgets, keeping the small micro, I think micro earphones, I think, and then copper wire will put on their, I think this printer of lines. Don't take it as an idea because if you got it, okay, till then I think students are talking. When I started telling the technique, printer of silence. Okay. So the copper wire was put in the collars, and then one microphone in the handcuffs here, and then somebody is, I think some people might have used also, but so outside some people will be I think these people will tell the questions and they will be answering. Okay. So because that was 2007, we had no idea at all this type of tech, and it was very expensive. I think it was renting for 1 lakh rupees per day. Students are so just to pass the MBBS examination, they were paying 1 lakh rupees per day and hire that all these devices and they are copying. 7 continuous days they have done. 8th day, last half an hour before the examination, calls come from the Rajiv Gandhi University to us. I was a deputy chief that time. Deputy chief was a senior more person than me. Then I was a deputy. They are telling us that this particular student, this number is having this particular instrument in his ear. Please check. You got it right? Why I'm just telling it? The 7 days luck favored them. The 8th day, somebody with who maybe their roommates only would have informed the Rajiv Gandhi University saying that my friend is copying. So don't think that you can easily succeed because your own friends or somebody would have told Rajiv Gandhi University, they are telling you numbers. Then we have just trying to see the ears. We could not find out anything in the ear actually because to naked eyes we have to call an ENT surgeon. Now the registrar of the University of the ENT surgeon, he came and pulled out small micro type of instrument. We also never knew about that. And then when I got that person, he told there are other 8 people sitting here, sir. Okay, so see, luck favored till the last half an hour examination. Last half they would have passed and they would have gone finished their year and all. So these are all 8. Each one has got different methods. One has kept in the pen, Bluetooth is there, one is the earphone, and different methods were there. Then only we came to that this high-tech copying also can be done, but they have to spend a lot of money for that. All 8 of them demand, I think that time at least. Now the punishment is little less there. They were demanded for 3 years. They lost their career, unfortunately. Then after 3 years, they might have come at it. I don't know what happened to them right now. So see, that is what I'm telling. It is easy. See, whatever time you're going to spend it for trying to do this math practice or to prepare to do the math practice, right? Whatever time you're spending, please spend 1/4 of that time to just study whatever your teachers are taught you in the class and come and write the examination. Definitely will pass. Now the examination system is so student friendly. 99% of the students will pass. Only 1 or 2% will fail because of their own problem. They are not touched the book at all. Directly they come to the exam, they start writing, don't know anything. That's why they fail. Otherwise, if you are attentive, you study well, put little effort. I'm not telling you. Huge effort you have to put in. You're definitely going to pass. And by chance, if you fail also, you will have an examination just after 45 days. You write that exam and clear. You can be with respectfully, you can go to the next years rather than see once you are caught in a malpractice, you will have an investigation and your parents are in trouble, your brother, sisters who come back from home, they also are feeling bad. So, a lot of, I think that you're going to not only create problem for yourself, you're going to create problem for your teachers. Your teachers will be inquired. Forget about yourself, you'll be inquired there, your teachers also will be inquired. See, the process is very transparent. You don't want to punish somebody who has not done the malpractice or was not guilty. So that itself is right. That's why I always tell. Usually I don't attend any program, but since it was a very important thing, it's not attending in the sense very busy. It's the same thing. You will be going somewhere, suddenly somebody will call, sir, there is one malpractice, there's one question has come out of syllabus, one question has repeated. And see, a lot of headaches for us. So what happens is full day goes in that only. So very rarely important. And Dr. Arun is a very good friend of mine. So once they tell me how to come and just talk for 5 minutes, that's why. But I just wanted to share that very important thing, which was I think eye opener for me also. I thought what I did in 2007 example, right? So these type of things are happening everywhere. But once again, sincere request, I'm requesting all of you, don't indulge in unfair things at all. Okay, just ask your teachers how to make it easy, how the examinations can be made easier, how you can write the questions easier, how to score marks. There are a lot of tips which your teachers will tell you. Just follow that. By chance, if it will, don't worry. Just boldly go and write the next exam, clear the examinations, come out with flying colors. Because next time, you people, now today, you're sitting there, we are sitting here, the same thing, you come to the stage next after a few years, you will be teachers, you will be teaching the students. Imagine that somebody is copying and he is going to tell these things to the students. Definitely something will reach in his heart actually, saying that I also have done, I committed a mistake. Okay, that thing should not happen. I know it is, people will feel whatever we're talking, good things are easier, no. But you people have to understand that we should use the fair means, no unethical ways, we should include. And the examination has to be taken as a sacred thing actually. You should never try to indulge yourself in a malpractice. I think the whole sessions they are going to tell you how to master the exams. In simple words, I started with the negative thing because that is, if you remove that, the whole thing becomes easier. Okay. So, if you want to tell me, I would have hundreds of cases are there where, like, you will be, it will become like a, what is that? Suspense thing, right? We have to, we have suspense stories, etc. So, you can reveal such in a big way. Okay. We don't want to waste too much of time. So, only again, once again, sincere request is, please don't try to involve yourself in the unethical methods. Be fair to your teachers, to your exams, to your parents, and to one last thing which I would like to tell you, we are here because of our teachers, because of our parents, because of the well wishers. So, if you started doing all the bad things and all right, nobody will respect us. That's also you should remember. You might succeed, you might succeed, but people will not respect you. They will tell, oh, this person has he's a good officer or something, but he has done malpractice. Such things should not come in your way. So be sincere. And with this few words, I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity. And please try to listen whatever teachers are going to tell you now regarding your different ways to master the exams. All of those things definitely will come out with flying colors. I wish all the students all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring insights. May I now request our principal, Dr. Arunay Bhagat, to deliver the presidential address.
A very good morning to all of you gathered here. Dignitaries on trial and colleague and long time partner at my university, Dr. Nandesh, has been since quite some time now, 15 years. We are working on various points and various issues. Dr. Sharina, Narayan, Sanyas, and Vishiti, the team members who have been every time supportive to the initiatives, whatever we are deliberating and discussing at various forums, because we don't discuss too much about personal, we discuss too much about organizational growth and development. So this is one of such outcomes of such discussions, because once your results were announced last night, we had a serious discussion about analysis of the results. Now, more than anything, there were two very important issues emerged in front of us. Why number of students are failing? That was first question. Why this question came also, there is a background for that, I will explain you. The second one was, why the students are failing, one thing. Second, why there is a cases of malpractice? Why the student is involved in malpractice? These were the two important questions in front of us. And the challenges, we took it as a challenge. Then we started going back into the kind of curriculum what we have. And also, we went back to serious deliberation on what we do if somebody is doing malpractice. Because we are only looking at like a hospital. After the accident, one has to go to hospital get it treated through the doctor, take those necessary medicine and exercise, and come out of that. That is only a therapeutic part. Our concern was why student is involved. The first question was why student is involved in malpractice. What is that student is unable to respond to your curriculum? Whether it is an examination process which we are following, or is it something questions which we give the questions whether they are not in line with the vision of the institution? Is it something student is not confident whether we are our teachers, whether are they not able to build the confidence in the student to answer this question? Where is the problem? So we wanted to go into diagnosis of the whole problem. As a teacher, I don't believe in only the punishing part. Anybody can punish. That is always there. I can punish you once. He said hundreds of such cases are there. They inquire, then they say this. Penalizing is the part. It's always a lawmakers. We are not lawmakers. We are the teachers. We wanted to look deeply into understanding why the student is not able to. Now, when we face with these questions, my team here, sitting here, sir, there can be only two solutions for this. One, the counseling the student about the programs and the kind of curriculum, kind of syllabus, what we are giving to the student. They have to be made aware about what is this curriculum, for what purpose we are doing this. I mean to say, as a teachers, what are we trying to deliver? What are we trying to teach students, educate students, and why the student is coming here? These are the questions which we need to answer. The second one, very importantly, is we need to build the confidence in the student. Confidence comes only when the involvement of the student is there in the process. Until and unless student is involved in the institutional process and we understand that his purpose every day morning coming to the institution, paying dash amount of money, how is it important for him and how it is so important after completion of this, he is going to have an objective in his life for the purpose and also the delivering expectations of the society. What is that expectation of the stakeholder, like a parent, like a, what is that they are expecting out of their kids, what they want their kids to be. Now, these were the questions in front of us. So we thought, even though the examination part, I will explain you, probably I have a series of 1 hour, I don't know if somebody has to stop me, otherwise I will not stop speaking. 1 hour, I'm going to engage you on a very, very important aspect of what is that you are all here, why you are all here in this institution. Purpose and how the institution is aligning its objective to your purposes. And what we are expecting as an institution and as a teacher and as a student, what are your expectations and how are we going to try to meet it? These are the two answers which we would like to share in my lecture in the next 1 hour, probably once I go through that. That's the reason we thought, as a part of follow-up, let us try to connect to my students everywhere. With that intention, this whole concept, we have not brought any external people here. We wanted to first connect with our students importantly. That's why this name is given, Punaschetana. Means you are regenerating students' ideology of purpose of coming to the institution. Why are they here? And how really is it examinations are? Is it so important in somebody's life? Is it something? What are we trying to evaluate with the students' outcomes? What we are designed and what is the vision of the institution? This we wanted to make it very, very clear in through this program. I expect all 100% of my students, whether he is absent, to connect with us to ensure that when you come in the morning, you should wake up passionately and come to the institution. Not that, oh, I have to go to the college today. I think you all should happily come to the institution because it's a participatory way of doing it. It's not just because, how you happily go to the movie. That same happiness should be there when you come to the institution. When you go to the happiness, to fulfill your coming, you go to the restaurant, you're so happily that, yeah, I should order this. I think you also should be, same interest should be there when you're coming to the institution. That's exactly what we want to bring in that culture with that intention, because you are educating. We are trying to educate the citizens, next generation citizens who can take the society to the next level and bring that change makers. We want change makers. We want leaders. We want this country badly needs somebody who can drive the vision into the next generation for fulfilling its aspirations of being a global citizen. So with that intention, this program is conducted. I congratulate the team, my team, especially my administration team, which is always behind me. Sir, we have to do something. We will do something. So with this intention, every forum there has been a lot of discussion about only students. Let me tell you, we are only doing those 8-9 hours of our day goes only in this. We are not discussing anything else. All our 9 to 10 hours, if you look at our daily schedules, morning 8 to probably 7, 8, 9 in the evening, most of the time we spend less time with our families than our profession. So we spend a lot of time deliberating to deliver what is expected out of it. We'll come back to that later. Thank you so much for providing an opportunity, and also my controller who has been, backbone for one of the component of educational outcomes, that is summative assessment, announcing results, and so many mistakes we do. We still take a lot of patience with many things, whether it be a student or my teachers. He has a lot of patience to, tell us, advise us in doing what to do, what not to do, because that's also part of our regulatory ecosystem where integrity of the institution is involved. Integrity means tomorrow I can't give the degree. You should also be happy after receiving your transcript and marks card and the degree that I have come to an institution which has a strong integrity as well as the vision, which is you should be proud ultimately that yes, I am a product of this institution. Thank you so much for providing me an opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for your warm words. As a token of appreciation, I invite the Stage Street, lecturer at the Department of Management, to propose the vote of thanks. Education is the passport to the future. Tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Good morning to one and all here. I, Ms. Sejashri, lecturer, Department of Management, takes an immense pleasure to extend our sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. B.T. Nandish, Controller of Examination, for his unwavering support and valuable guidance in providing the information regarding the mastering examination methods. Thank you, sir. My deepest gratitude towards our beloved principal, Dr. Arun A. Bhagwat, for his constant encouragement and mentorship, which has empowered us to strive for greatness and realize our fullest potential. Thank you, sir. Also, I would like to thank our Dean and Vice Principal, Dr. Sharina P., our Vice Principal, Dr. Jeevan Raj and Narayan Sukumar, as well as our HODs of all the departments for their constant guidance and support. Thank you all. I would like to thank the organizer for today's program, Mrs. Shruti K., Assistant Professor, Department of Management, and Mr. Niyaz Padal, Assistant Professor, Department of Linguistics, for their great support and cooperation. Thank you. I extend my heartfelt gratitude towards all my teaching and non-teaching staff for their constant support. Last but not the least, thank you for all my dear students for your patience and concentration throughout this program. Thank you, one and all.
Respected dignitaries on the desk, on the teaching faculty members, and all my dear students. Under this initiative of Bonus Change Rejuvenation series, we will be having 14 series, which we have already commenced today. And the first session, now we will be commencing shortly. The first session is Mastering Exams, Unveiling the Secrets to Academic Achievement, will be delivered by our principal, Dr. Arun Bhagwat. And followed by at 11:30, we will be having the second session, that is Understanding Exam Formats and Requirements, exploring various exam type structures and expectations to develop targeted study approaches, that will be dealt by myself. And then tomorrow we will be having the third session, that is at 10:30 a.m., Strategies for Effective Time Management by Dr. Devan Raj. And the next fourth session, that will be on Wednesday, Overcoming Exam Anxiety, Stress Management and Mindfulness Techniques, that will be led by Dr. Sumangala Rao. And the fifth session, that will be on Thursday, Effective Exam Question Analysis and Answering Techniques, that will be engaged by Dr. Namrata. That will be on Thursday. And then on Friday, we will be having the sixth session, Utilizing Series, Leveraging Technology and Academic Support by Mr. Narayan Sukumar. And the seventh session, that will be on Saturday, Developing Critical Thinking Skills for Exam Success, that will be engaged by Dr. Sakina Nasir. And eighth session, that will be on Monday, that will be on 1st April, Exam Simulation and Practice, Enhancing Performance Through Mock Exams, that will be engaged by Dr. Vijay Paul. And the ninth session, that is on 2nd April, that the topic is Building Resilience, Coping with Setbacks and Bouncing Back Stronger, that will be engaged by Ms. Nikshita Shetty. And on 3rd April, that is the 10th session, on Wednesday, Mindful Study Habits, Cultivating Focus and Concentration, that will be engaged by Mr. Muhammad Shahid. And 11th session, which will be on 4th April, Exam Ethics, Understanding Academic Integrity and Avoiding Exam Malpractices, that will be engaged by Mrs. Shekhara Shetty. And 12th session, that will be on 4th April, Healthy Exam Habits, Balancing Academic Excellence with Self-Care, that will be engaged by Ms. Lindu Sandesh. And 13th session, that will be on 5th April, Effective Test-Taking Strategies, Maximizing Performance on Exam Day, that will be led by Dr. Ratnakar Shetty. And the 14th session, Utilizing Exam Series, Making the Most of Reference Materials, that will be engaged by Mr. Mervyn J. C. Voss, that will be on 5th April. All your sessions will commence from tomorrow onwards at 10:30 a.m. sharp, and it will be 1 hour session. And every Friday, we will be having 11:30 to 12:30 till our series winds up. So all these 14 sessions are very, very, very important to all my dear students. So we have, as both our speakers have today have highlighted the importance of your education. It's not only just entering into the educational institute, but completing also makes an important aspect. So you have to utilize the FAIR method and you have to concentrate on your studies from the first day itself. So we are there with the 14 sessions, with the 14 speakers, with their experience and knowledge. We are here to transform you. So each one of the students are required to be present for these sessions. This is the first initiative by Yasin, and among all the institutes, I think among Karnataka or India, such series which have concentrated on the students to attend and excel in your life, which will have a remarkable, positive impact on your life. So I wish you all the best. And now we will be continuing the two series. So all the students who are also listening in the class and concentrating the sessions, teachers, please note that don't give the break. We are continuing the sessions till 12:30. Let us all concentrate because this is very much important for our students to excel in the exams. Thank you.
So all the audience here, I request you to maintain silence. The session is about to begin. The first session will be conducted by our principal, and the topic is Mastering Exams, Unveiling the Secrets to Academic Achievements. This is all for your upgrade, life, and your future. So I request everyone to maintain silence as we are going to begin the session. Thank you.
So, good morning, everybody. Again, so we continue the sessions, what we have planned. You all know, Enterprise Institute of Arts, Science, Commerce and Management started in 2017 with the intention of graduating students who are globally competent and also contribute to the national development. And if you largely look at the programs and courses which are offered by the department, as well as the colleges, they are in line with the global requirements of being it employment or entrepreneurship or whatever it is. So with that intention, we have to prepare the students to be the next generation learners. With that intention, we had also so what is this education institution? Let us come to very important. Why do we need education? This is the question in front of us. Why do we need education? What is the purpose of education? Where do we educate? Why your parents have sent you here? All these are something very important questions one should have. Then only the purpose of coming to education institution makes a sense. Why should you go to the school? Why should you go to the college? Why should you go to educate? Why should you need a job? What is the purpose? Now, these are some very important questions which are there. If you look at the human cognitive development, human evolution, let's start with somewhere human evolution. Where the human evolution, when the humans came onto this earth, which are the different species of humans who were there and currently whom we are today are Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens are the people who have evolved around 3 million years ago. A species emerged. The distinction of this species with other animals is only one thing, that is, it has a cognitive thinking capacity. Now, this cognitive thinking capacity has distinguished humans from all other animals, where they can meet, they can discuss, they can think, they can communicate, they can form, they can manufacture, they can do anything, the same thing which is not done in a groups by other animals. Now, that distinction, that cognitive development happened 70,000 years ago. So that's somewhere the deviation in the tree of life has been, and that deviation has resulted in something called as we try to learn the intellectual abilities, where it is used for the benefit of the society, and ultimately it is leading to survival of the race. So you are reproducing, you are one of the successful organism present on this earth without any risk of being eliminated from the earth. And the future is something very interestingly, superhumans who are technologically sound. You also understand in the evolution of humans, we are somewhere in the beginning. Now, it is going to be something, imagine you are talking about the time scale, which is billions and billions of years. And we are only a tiny part with 100 years survival rate. Please try to understand. So this cognitive development has led to something called education, which I don't want to go into too much detail. Education, what is education? How the humans are surviving. Basically, the education earlier examination process, which we have come to, probably all of us have come through, it only tests after your teaching of a specific duration. There are 3 important
kinds in education. One is knowledge. This is what is distinguishing humans from everybody. Knowledge, the skills. The skills, as I said, you can manufacture, you can do the things, you have to do it in the right way. This is how the production has to be done. This is how this has to be done, that has to be done. So there are called as skills. And the third very important is attitude. Now that's something which is most of the, for learning, you should have a right attitude. For doing the skills, you should have a mental attitude and physical fitness, which takes you and helps you to be a successful in your life. So those 100 years, probably you'll be working for around 60, 70 years till your locomotion comes down and you are bedridden. Probably at that time your earning goes into what currency? I do not know, because all these are evolved as part of it. We are all cave dwellers. We are called as cave dwellers. We used to be in the cave, and slowly cognitive evolution has led to wearing the clothes, then the homes, then the families, and then ultimately cities, and then Iron Age. Then they use the iron items, then the copper age, this age, steel age, so on and so forth. Then you know how to use the resources, how to make the houses, and all these were a part of evolution. As part of education, so we have specified domains. Now, for example, when we went into something called as engineering, the medicine, then general education, then your artists, and so on and so forth. So the diversion has been, human mind has been going into all directions in all places, ultimately for what? Survival. All these are for survival. With that intention, education has been a, I'm not an educational technologist to tell something about how this technology was evolved, but ultimately, most of it, when we started educating, when we started specifying the formats for education, that is of 3 years, and this is the domain, and these are the skills required, this is the knowledge required, these are the attitudes required to fulfill the demands of the industry, demands of the society. To that intention, so education is started. Earlier till the implementation, there have been several reforms in this country post independence, and there was 2 important Radhakrishnan report of 1956, followed by one more report which was submitted as part of the national education policy earlier, 1963 or 67, I think, Kothari Commission. So later, now in the year 2000, it's called NEP, National Education Policy 2020, which you are all part of it, and you're all following this NEP 2020. Earlier, till 2020, we were following very important and only one type of assessment. It's only examination based. It's memory and recall memory test. That is end of the year examination, annual format. You do whatever you want to do all the 9 months, but last month, 15 days you read and you clear your papers and you score dash and dash. It's not, there's no discrimination or there's no, kind of outcomes which are specified as per the market value or the vision or the requirements or the objectives of the college goals. So ultimately, everything was dependent on only one type. So ultimately, when you look at why this NEP 2020 was evolved, if you look at human brain, it has 3 important aspects. One is cognitive domain, another is psychomotor domain, and affective domain. So NEP 2020 revolves around these 3. So earlier, we used to only go with cognitive, that's mental skills. Means somebody is able to deliver, reproduce, or recall, memorize something. You write in examination, you are passed. So you used to score there. So now, what really this used to, the disadvantage of this is that we are not able to distinguish. Somebody has a fantastic skills, he can perform, but we are not able to, as an educational institution, able to identify, because you are only seeing his past and saying he's good and he's excellent, and then you are sending him. So we were all skilled. I mean to say, we were not identifying the student's ability to do the things. That was one of the key you know, disadvantage with the earlier system. Means education was not customized to each individual. First of all, we should know what the student can do, how he can do, what are his qualities, how he will be useful, what as an educational institution should be able to find them, and on those skills and abilities to make him a good citizen. So that was lacking. Somebody is interested, somebody is not interested. Somebody used to come to the college because their parents are saying. So you were not involved directly in the activities which are planned of the institution. So there was one size fits all. This kind of approach. Teacher comes, we are a part of like an industry. We have created rooms. We all come like a industry worker at 9 o'clock. Once teacher comes, one class is given, 1 hour is given. She comes, talks something, and then all assess at the end of it, you assess and give them some degrees, so-called, and they start fighting for their life, finding a job or something else. So there was a disadvantage in the whole process. That's why we went into something called as NEP in underwear, psychomotor domain, that's the skills which are more important for the industry. For example, industry doesn't need too much of knowledge. So industry were telling, what is this you are producing in an academic institution? It is of no use. They are all cracks. You know, they can't be used for anything because they are coming, they are not able to perform. We have to train, we have to spend so much of money again for training purposes to make them industry ready. Now that was because they were never involved in this academic process. There was a bridge between the industry, academy, entrepreneurship, and so on and so on. That's exactly what we wanted to bridge it. That's why there was something called psychomotor domain, which is basically how to do the things. And the attitude is attitude. Most of them did not have that attitude. Why? They don't know why they are coming to the college. Now, this was something very important which we wanted to create a personality in those 3 years or 4 years. You know, something, it's a simple process. One is called inputs, process, outcome, and impact. These are the 4 sequences which really goes in the life of an educator. Like you come in here, 3 years you are processed, then there is an outcome, be it the results of whatever it is, and the impact after that outcomes, you go to the society and what you become becomes an impact to the society, whether you are contributing or not. In that sense, your attitude becomes extremely important. What attitude you have? How do you respect? What values you have? What ethics you have? How do you contribute to the society? I think those are the very important assets which has to be given support in the institution. That's why the NEP 2020, you're all part of NEP 2020. Please try to understand everyone here present are part of the new curriculum which is being designed and developed and also implemented from 2022. It's called NEP 2020, National Education Policy. What is expected out of NEP 2020? So as I said, the main essence of NEP 2020 is outcome-based education. It's not annual results-based education, but outcome-based education means the student is not assessed for examination memory skills, but is assessed for outcome-based. Outcome means each of your activity which is being carried out in the institution is being assessed, and you are assessed for overall outcomes, not for the just the examination. So you see there knowledge, skills, attitude, and values. That is what we expect. And if you look at largely, we have simply moved our curriculum into OBE, all your programs, all your courses, all the subjects what you are taking currently are well designed and are having competencies, necessary competencies as outlined. And for each of these competencies, we have an indicator. These indicators are converted into quantitative assessment process, and you are scored for that. And 50% of your scores are through this method, that is continuous internal assessment. We call it as CIA. This group of students are undergoing CIA, that is more than 50% assessment is in your class, in your activities in the field as well as in other places like your critical thinking, all other characters which need to be developed to handle the next generation challenges. So only 50% of your examination is summative. That's the end semester examinations, which is based on memory. Even there, we have now classified them into something very interesting so that to make everybody should pass, there should not be failures. There is nothing called fail in the education system. If the education system has failed somebody, the system itself has failed. That means everybody should educate, but it's also you need to distinguish between the students. Who is good as far as knowledge is concerned, who is good as far as skills are concerned, who is good as far as attitude is concerned. With that intention, this OBE has been implemented, and maybe among most of the institutions in the country, probably we are in the very few who have successfully implemented the outcome-based education. You're all lucky enough to go through this process, something very, very important process. So you are in the triangle. This is called as knowledge triangle. What this means knowledge seeker, you are here as a knowledge seeker. Knowledge disseminator, we the teachers who are here in this triangle, and also knowledge provider. We want to bridge the gap in all these triangles. Then only your education completes. If there is a gap in any of this, probably you will not be able to realize the vision for what you are coming here. That's why our primary aim of the institution, or our vision of the institution, is to bridge this gap. So how do you bridge this gap? See, vision and mission of the institution. Vision and mission, I will read out the vision and vision of the institution. It is framed based on the national needs, based on the global needs, based on the knowledge, skills, attitude of the student, what he wants to be. Based on that, we have designed something called as programs, which you are all part of, either BSc, BCA, MCA, MBA, or whichever they are called as programs. You have formed the programs based on the vision and vision of the institution. Then, based on that, we have formed something called as, this is at the institutional level, something at the program level, that's in the college level, we call that as program education objectives. The objectives are formed for each program. Now, the BSc graduate, how he should look if he stands in front of us. What are the character of a BSc graduate? What and all skills he should have? What and all knowledge he should have? What all the attitude he should have? And what is the values he should have when he comes up with the institution and stands in front of an employer or anybody? What are the characters he should have? Or he want to do an entrepreneur or whatever. So based on that objectives, we have framed something called as program outcomes. Program outcomes deals with the expected level of performance of the student. What are the activities what are the competencies we are expecting from a student? That comes under program outcome and program specific outcomes. Now, these are divided again into something called as course outcome. Course are nothing but subjects what you are studying. In your first semester, probably you have 4 subjects, 3 subjects, four subjects, and elective subjects, and disciplinary specific electives, and so on and so forth. Probably you are all aware about your curriculum structure. Please go through that. These are called as courses. They have specified quantity and quality outcomes have been defined, and those definitions are already made available to you. So this is a reversible activity, that is designing and implementation. I will come to you. It's not required for you at this point, because what you need to understand is only course outcomes. Course outcome means from the learning this subject, what the student is expected to know, must know, desire to know, and what he has to perform, how he has to perform. These are very essential criteria wherein for each course we have identified the outcomes. So this is a vision and vision. If you look at vision and vision of the institution, to provide access to quality higher education, ensuring equity to create a vibrant knowledge capital, and to create inspiring leaders of tomorrow who can take this country to the forefront of developed nation. Now, this is the vision of the institution. Now, with that vision, this vision is broken down into vision that is foster academic excellence and global competencies. If you say global competencies, means any of the student here who is coming out of this institution should have all the knowledge, skills, attitude to manage global standard. That means the student who is coming out of the Harvard should also be similar to the student coming out of Inauguration. Is it possible? Now, that is exactly what is that difference makes the student who is coming from Harvard or Oxford compared to the same degree holder coming from the Inauguration institutions or any other institutions in the country. Now, whether he has the same quality of knowledge, whether he has the same quality of skills which can match global standard. Now, that's global competencies once is come when you are implementing outcome-based education. Now, that's exactly what we are trying to implement here to create an environment of generation of new knowledge through meaningful research, adopting the latest technology of pedagogy, incorporating modern principles of academics, integrated with highest ethical standard to extend the knowledge acquired, whatever research you have acquired, that could transform the society. Please translate the knowledge to the, having the knowledge is of no use. It should be useful for the society. So exactly what we have learned today should be useful to the society. That's exactly the mission of the institute. So what we are expecting out of a graduate, now you are graduating at the end of 3 years, you are learning so many courses, so many programs, you are a BSc, BCA, or BBA, BCom, so on and so forth. How do you look at the end of 3 years? Now you will start reverse your education rather than going from first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Let's come from fourth year. What is expected? How do you look at the end of it? After fourth year, we are imagining you. How do you look at fourth year? What are the characters you should have when you come out of the institution? This is exactly what we are looking at. That's he should be a globally competent. He should be comprehensive professional. He should have a comprehensive professional skills, and he should have a global knowledge. Then he should be able to have a leadership quality. He should be an entrepreneur. He should also have an ethical and moral values, and also he should be a lifelong learner. Now, this is exactly, we don't want you to have a nice hair, beautiful hair, physically, or we don't want somebody who comes. So these are the characters. This is exactly the objective of your present to come here in this institution. This is exactly what we have to prepare you for. This exactly is our motto. Your parents are expecting when they send you here, or your friends or teachers. Why they have sent this? Because of this. So this is what is expected. If you reverse this, you have to break down these attributes into something called as program outcomes. Means outcome from the BSc graduate. What we are expecting from the BSc or BCA or BBA graduate. Now this has to be reversed. So this is exactly what we are. This is now mapped against the same vision of the institution. You saw the vision the previous slide. What we said global competence, what we said research, what we said attitude. All these are mapped against this graduate attributes. This is and graduate attributes means and when the students come out of this college, we should have these characters. Now, how these characters are gained? If you look at the largely, you should be able to lifelong learning. I always say lifelong learning is more important. This character of lifelong learning, we learn every day. You are all in the process, like your specialization. These are going to be short-lived. Take it from me, 20, 50. Imagine you are today at the age of 16 or 20, maximum 22, somebody will be. Imagine 19, 2050. Imagine whether your education will be relevant. It will be irrelevant what degrees today you have is nobody will ask what degree you have, what skills you learn, because the nature of skills, nature of requirement during that time will be completely different. Because the challenges, technology disruptions, changes in the education systems will be completely different. Until and unless you upskill yourself, try to learn lifelong, that's why it's called lifelong learner. You have to be learning every day. You have to learn new things. You have to survive. If you want to do it, you have to do something called upskilling, and you should also deep skill yourself otherwise you will be lost in the process. Because somebody else will go and will take over the whole process. That's why lifelong learning, you should have a basic science knowledge. You should have a critical thinking and problem analysis. So what are the character of yours when you come out? It's not domain knowledge alone. Domain knowledge means expertise in some specific domain, because that domain doesn't exist after 10 years. Take it from me. World Trade Organization meets everywhere in Davos. Everybody wears that full jacket in the ice. People are coming. They are deliberating about the future of the jobs and future of the business, future of this economy, so on and so forth, future of countries and humans. Like UNICEF, so guys, all these guys come together, brainstorm. Or they are telling more than 60% of the existing stock will never exist. They will simply move. Means new set of jobs will emerge. The requirements will be completely different, for which we are not even ready. We are not even prepared ourselves to face those challenges. That's why the character what the education institutions can give is only these areas like critical thinking, reflective thinking, problem analysis. And you have to be a designer for solutions for complex problems. You are going to face problems which are quite complex in nature. There is no solution. That's why you don't take our advices. We are all outdated. Please let me tell you. The teachers, what we have learned from the traditional schooling system, we are already outdated like industry. You know, we have learned in an industry where, as I said, we are all one. Building is formed, then classrooms are formed. We every day come like an employee. We come there, punch, you also join. We are still in the industrial mindset. It doesn't exist anymore. This is not required. You can see a person who have not graduated also doing a successful in life. So that's an example, exactly what I'm saying. Because why they have succeeded? Because they had some character. This is quite different than anything. Now, conduct investigations of the complex problems. Use modern tool usage. You should be technologically updated. Please put yourself into updating technology. Every day, what is happening in the world, you should be alert. Then environment and sustainability. You have to be sensitive to environment where you are working. You should do all those things. You should ethically correct, because if you are not ethically correct, ultimately you may get some money, but ultimately your integrity will be questioned in society. What is that you are trying to do? For example, because of your actions, it may lead to some damages and also cause harm to the people. To avoid it, you should be ethically correct. You should work in teams. You should be an individual who is ready to work in teams. Communication, you should communicate well, because mental health issues will be there. So you should be able to communicate well, as well as you should have a project management and finance management strategies. So these are something very important character of a graduate. So based on this example, I'm giving you, for example, one BSc program. What we have designed here for a BSc program, we call it as program educational objectives. This objective of the program, there will be one or two objectives that's called as to prepare students for career in basic science and application in professional career, to develop students to cope with the advancements in respective scientific fields. So these are some educational objectives. It's like similarly we have for BCom program, BBA program, almost all the programs, these are called as PEOs. These are aligned with your graduate attributes. That's why graduate after graduate attributes further breakdown. We do it as something called as program educational objectives. And basically, if you like to look at what we are assessing you is not on the examination. The whole idea of today's program is mastering examination. What we are trying to say is we are not conducting examinations at all. For the only 50% of the assessment for memory, it is only the examination is conducted. You are already, from the entry day one, you are already being assessed. Now, this is something which we have created in this institution, and you can see that this is called as Bloom's taxonomy. You all should understand this. This is the, main structure under which you are all there. It's called Bloom's taxonomy. It has this character, means it will have, there is something called, it's a top of pyramid, is something called creative. This is the maximum thing one student can do. You can, after learning here, your intellectual depth and the knowledge will increase into where you start creating yourself. That's the maximum pyramid. Then evaluate. You are capable of evaluating what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. Then analyze. You should be able to analyze. That's the next pyramid. Apply means application of the knowledge. Wherever, whatever knowledge you remember and understood should be applied. Then analyze, then evaluate, and then create. So at the top of the pyramid, we will have a students who are capable of creating something new. That is something called disruption. We call it as disruption. Who can be the change makers? This is exactly where it is. Then remember is something, recall the facts and concepts. This is the one base of the pyramid is your examination. That is, you are only remembering and doing the things. That's exactly what is called as recall facts and basic concept. That is, you memorize, repeat. For this, we are conducting you something called as summative assessment. SAA, this is end year examinations, which is conducted, and your examination also fairly will have something like this: classify, describe, discuss, explain, identify, recognize, reports, and so forth. But most of these other four things are taught you through something called as continued internal assessment, CIA. We call it as CIA, through which probably you all are going to the field, you are doing some activity, field trip, industry visits, working with the community, so on and so forth. It's all assessed and has a score for that. This is exactly through which you are identified. So your examinations is only for this pyramid, that is remember and understand, for only this 50% of your score is there. So don't take too much serious about just fulfilling that component of your examination, because so many other things are there to do in your education, which is not only related to your final examination. So what we do here, basically, it's on continuous quality improvement. We continuously assess the student, right from day one till he exits. And for each of these, there is a rubrics, what we call it as rubrics, what we call it as assessment tools. We have a specific assessment tools with various mechanisms, case studies, project work, and maybe, group discussions, micro teaching. So many newer methods, teaching methods were adopted in this institution, are being adopted in this institution, which helps you to score, which helps you to overcome the examination fear. Please don't think that only final exams are ultimate and whoever passes or fails is going to be, it's not like that. So we are not here for, in fact, in Finland, if you go to Finland, probably, or some other European nations, there are no examinations at all. No examinations at all. They don't conduct examination for any degree programs or for any educational program. That means student outcomes, performance, what he has learned, his teacher, whatever his teacher has taught, they have to evaluate. And that evaluation happens in the classroom, that evaluation happens in the field, that evaluation happens at various occasions. There is nothing called examination, nothing called writing papers. They don't believe in examination. That's exactly what the model we want to create means. But in this country, because if I don't conduct exams, probably your parents will say, we're not sending you to college because they don't conduct examinations. They have done that. We all the students are very happy. They don't conduct any examinations, so there's no job for us. So we don't want it to go. Still, Indian education system is still evolving. So we still, conduct national exam, NEET, SET, G. All those examinations are conducted, and that is the only assessment criteria because of the large number of students who are present in this country who are aspiring for that. That's why we believe in this institution, we only work with outcome-based education, and it is student who is at the heart of learning. It is not the teacher who is going to decide what is good for the student. It's a student who has to decide what is good for him, for his career, for his profession. He has to decide. That's exactly means you have been given a lot of flexibility in terms of doing it. And for that, we have enabled and encouraged all the students to do the things that's more important than rather than only knowing what they are doing. That's exactly means you should be able to perform, you should be able to understand, you should be able to tomorrow morning comprehend and then contribute. That's exactly what we are looking from the school. Then goals and objectives of this, we have clearly defined what should be for each program and each courses, and our teachers are well trained in delivering those paragraphs. So, what is this OB ultimately? Means makes program student centric. As I said, student is a learning, better tracking of learning among the student. We want to assess your learning, not your memory. So reviewing and revising curriculum, which is constantly happening. We are meeting accreditation standards, and we are engaging with students in a better way, and we are assessing you in a different way, not through examinations. So this is exactly what we do. Means 5 Ds defined. We have defined outcomes. We have designed your curriculum in that way. We are delivering the instructions to in that manner only, and we are documenting your results, and we are determining the advancement of yours. We are very clear. You are coming here, it's our duty to ensure that you get the best education here at our institutions. So what we believe is what students should be able to do, and we know how to make the student achieve the outcomes. We are very, very clear about it. And we also how to measure the students what they have achieved. So it's not only examinations, we have several mechanisms through which you are assessed and recorded. So this is how we have designed the curriculum. For example, it goes from here. It is the intended learning outcome from the university, then intended learning your program, then intended learning of your course, and then intended learning from the module or a unit, each unit, and intended learning outcomes of the lesson. So each lesson, what you are getting here in the classroom are tracked back, footprinted backwards directly to the institution. So for both quantitatively and qualitatively, we are tracking your performances in this way. So this is exactly what we are trying to do in our classrooms. So this is what it is about how do we assess the student. So students are assessed on a number of different type of assessment, what you may be undergoing, and we enable the student to demonstrate learning objectives for learning examples for different assessments. Then formative, we use a lot of formative assessment. That's your internal assessment, that's an examination. Formative assessment may be internal examination, as well as your summative, that is the final examinations for solutions. So these are something types which we are using. You can see here exams, class test, open book exam, open notes exam, self-test, essay, article writing, home assignments, reports, portfolios, dissertations, YOOs, for example, in the oral mode, YOOs are group discussion, role play, authentic problem solving, one question quiz, end of the class quiz, think, pair, share, rapid fire questions, know, want to know, in the practical lab work, computer simulation, craft work, co-curricular work experience, and integrated notes, seminars, SWOT analysis, authentic problem solving, field assessment, poster presentation, and portfolio. All these helps you in critical thinking, all these in problem solving, all our methods are related to students' outcome in a different way. So you are not only writing final examination, but you are going through all this, and this is how the education is designed. That's all I have to say. The next session. Say how are you going to accept the various methods? How these methods are going to be important for you? What are you going to do? How you have to score better? Where you have to score better? How the aggregates are done? And how you are at the end of it, how you emerge as an outstanding student of this institution, and you are all proud alumni of this institution at the end of the day. I really wish to know whether we have made as an organization any change in somebody's life or not, and whether we have produced globally confident citizens can face the challenges of tomorrow. Thank you very much for being here.
On behalf of everyone present here, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our beloved principal, Dr. Aruna Valsar, for sharing your invaluable insight on the topic of mastering exams, unraveling the secrets to academic achievement. Your expertise and guidance have enlightened us on the strategies essential for our academic success. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would request our Dean and Vice Principal, Dr. Shalina P., to have the second session on the topic Understanding Exam Formats and Requirements, exploring various exam types, structure, and expectations to develop targeted study approaches. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good morning, my dear students. You have to be a little bit energetic now. Already, sir has given the base to all of you. Now, what next? You need to be very eager to know what again ma'am will be speaking. And 12 more sessions, what we have accumulated so much, so to deliver you all throughout the weeks, henceforth, which we have scheduled to you all. So here, today I will be dealing here about examination structure, formats, why the examination structure and the structure has been changed from the traditional method to the modern techniques, the modern way of teaching, modern way of assessing, modern way of evaluating. How students are very much important here. How the teachers, the way of the teaching and the teaching pedagogies and methodologies adopted by the teachers are useful in the development of the students, holistic development of the students. Unlike earlier, you might have witnessed, if you just go back and recollect or speak to your parents or elderly persons, how your classroom teachings was happening, how your examination aspects were happening. If you just go and interact with them, they will tell you, only the delivering lectures in the initial phases, and then at the end, they will have to write the examination. You can go today and you can ask and interact with your elders. How were their classes? How were their examinations? If I have to tell you all now, here if you see any acid, our main objective, our vision is students' holistic development. We want our students to develop in all the way. Their knowledge should be developed, their skills should be developed, their attitude should be developed. Ultimately, their competencies should be developed. We are not here to just come and deliver lecture. We are here to see and ensure that our students' competencies are developed when they graduate after 3 years. Paradigm is changing. You can see initially nobody used to think about how, in what way we need to teach the student. There were syllabus. Teachers used to come earlier, I'm talking about earlier, 5, 10, 5, 6 years back. Just coming and teaching with the aim of teaching. They also had a syllabus. They also had an intention that our students should excel. Everybody. Every teacher who has taken this profession has the intention that my student should excel. Everybody has. But the way how it was dealt was slightly different. Earlier, there was a structured syllabus and the examination at the end of their years. Initially, there was annual systems, if you all know that. Then slowly stepped into semester system. And now, if you can see that, we have semester system where we have developed the 2 types of assessments, that is continuous internal assessment and semester end examination. You might have seen that every teacher comes to you and tell you the class, you have CIA, that is nothing but continuous internal assessment, that's exactly 50%. And 50% is your semester end examination. Have you ever thought that? Why 50% of continuous internal assessment? Have any student have thought why the continuous internal assessment is 50% and semester end examination is again 50%? Why not entire semester examination is 100%? Why we have brought in that change in our curriculum structure? Why we are the first one to implement 50% continuous internal assessment? And now, this picture you can see that earlier we just had to assess the student by not thinking what was he and what he should be. Now we are focusing on the roots. You can see that we are from the base, we are trying to assess the student. What is the skill, right, when we enter the institution? And we are trying and seeing that my student has to grow well. That's what our intention is. Yes. And if I have to say that, if you say that I don't have to attend education in the institute, I can learn from anywhere. You can think, I can learn from YouTube. I can learn from any other online. I can go and learn from the lecture which is organized outside. But while you're coming, there is a difference. While you're going to the college, while you're going and sitting inside the classroom, has a difference. Here, we have a structured syllabus with the aim, with the objective, with the course outcome. If you see your syllabus, have you all gone through the syllabus properly? Have you gone through your syllabus properly? If you have gone through, if you have not, today you should go and check your syllabus. What is the difference there? We have the course objective, we have the course outcomes, we have the contents. Now, what does it intend? What does it make a difference? We have designed our syllabus in such a way that after completion of that particular subject, what our students should learn and what our students should be able to perform. Our main intention, if you see the course outcomes, after the completion of 5 units in a subject, a student should be able to know that 5 course outcomes, where your teacher will connect you in all the ways by giving you different experiential learning, projects, different activities, rubrics, everything. And he or she will try to connect you that tomorrow you will be able to perform all these outcomes. You'll be able to do the aspects which is there in your subject. That's why formal education is very much important. You have non-formal and informal, where you can learn many things. But visiting an institute is very much important because we are here to guide you, to nurture you, to develop you in all the ways. And you can see here, not only we concentrate on teaching you in the class, we do provide you experiential learning, we do provide you projects, we do provide you internships, we do provide you other rubrics. Now, usually with the help of technologies, your curriculum, your entire graduation 3 years, you can see that everywhere we try to give you labs, computer-based tests, computer-based assignments. So we are trying to see that our students should involve in each and everything and should develop himself so that he is competent enough tomorrow when we step into the market. So earlier, it was concentration on the content, but now, as Sir said, outcome-based education. We want to see what student will be, what competency he will develop tomorrow once he completes his graduation. That's how we connect our syllabus with various tests to see that our student develop. Now, when I asked you all about continuous internal assessment, continuous internal assessment is very much important in outcome-based education. If I ask anybody what is CIA, can any student tell them? Anyone, I do not want the answer in the crowd. Any one student can tell me, I'll be very happy to know. What is continuous internal assessment? All of you, please sit straight. Very good, very good. Much appreciation. What is continuous internal assessment? Because you have 50% students. 50% is your continuous internal assessment. So what is continuous internal assessment? You should know it. What is continuous internal assessment? Yes. A student will be assessed from the first day of his class. A student, when he enters into the class on the first day, then his assessment begins. You know that. So, if you require that 75%, we have kept a cap. You all know that. Because we want our students to attend at least 75%, because he will not miss any of the activities or the assessment or the knowledge which we are developing in the which we are delivering in the class, so that he will miss that 50% continuous internal assessment. So that's why we say all the students please attend the class. Why? If you miss one class, if you miss two classes, if you are assessed in that class, you are losing it. You are losing the knowledge component when you are absent. That's why we have given importance to attendance, where attendance is connected to your knowledge development, your skill development. On the first day, teacher will assess you how the student is participating in my class, how the student is answering my question, how the student is interacting with the student, other student, when the question is given, when a group discussion task is given, how the student is performing. This assessment starts from the first day, and you have been given various activities, isn't it? Some may do promptly. Some will do at the end of the semester when teacher asks, please submit. But why? Why you have to do at the end? There you will not be assessed at the end. Continuous means we are assessing throughout the classes, throughout your participation. It's not end. Semester and examination is different. We have rested 50% where you have to write. Semester and examination, you're writing, right? Semester and written examination, you're writing. That is semester and 50%. But this continuous internal assessment is based on how you participate in the activities, how you participate in the presentations, how you participate in the lab work, how you perform in the lab. For example, computer science students, they have series of labs where they have to develop the programs. If a student misses continuously 1 week of his class, what will happen to this continuous internal assessment? Teacher is assessing him, how he is performing the lab from the first day. When the lab hour is given to a student, teacher is assessing how the student is performing lab. He is absent, so where he will get the continuous internal assessment, where he will develop his skill. Now our main intention is to develop your knowledge, skill and attitude throughout from the first day of your class. We are assessing you from the first day of your class by giving you activities, rubrics, various tests. But if you remain absent, where you will develop your skills, where you will develop your knowledge, where you will develop your attitude, where you will develop your competencies, where tomorrow, which is very much required when you go to the company and represent yourself as a student who has graduated from YASU. How you will perform the job which is given by the company. If you don't know the skill, if you don't know the knowledge, if you don't have right attitude, how you will go and work in the company? On what basis the companies have hired you? You think all companies need a student with a competency. What is competency? A student with knowledge, skill, and attitude. You will get it only when you attend the classes and perform the task, perform the lab work, perform the activities, and perform the group work. These skills will be developed only by participating yourself in all these activities. With the internal assessment test. So how a student will score only 5 marks out of 50? Because he has not done There are students who score 50 out of 50. Attended all the activities, developed his knowledge, developed his skill, participated in all the aspects. He did not miss any classes. That's why why attendance is related to your continuous internal assessment, which you are assessed on a daily basis. And if you perform poorly, no problem. We are the teachers here to correct you. Please understand why we are having 10 activities or 6 activities. If the students perform poorly in the first activity, teacher will find out what happened to the student. Let me correct him. He will give you remedial class, or he will give you guidance where you have gone wrong. That's why you have to understand continuous internal assessment is nothing but your assessing. You will be assessed throughout your semester. And you can see that we believe in outcome-based education. We want our students to perform well, develop well, with the right knowledge and skill and attitude. Along with that, when you perform this, you will get your degree certificate too and knowledge too. And now, as a student, you should know, I have told you about course outcomes, syllabus, everything. So, just the terms. What do you mean by course, students? What is course? It's a subject. Course outcome is the outcome which the student has to perform once he completes the subject. He should know once he studies or learns the subject. And the program is already sir has told about this BSc program, BPA program, where your BCA program which you are studying. And program outcomes, once you complete your 3-year programs, 3 years program, what you have to be competent enough to do, because you have various subjects over from first semester till 6th semester. And graduate attributes is when the student completes his 3-year BBA program, what he or she will be capable of doing when he is out in the market. What the BCA student will be able to do when he completes his 3-year program. If a software is given to him to develop a new software, will he be able to do it? A forensic science student, if a research project is given to him or her, whether he will be able to do it because he has studied 3 years. So that is what our student should be able to perform in the market tomorrow by helping the industry with the knowledge what he has acquired. And as I said, competence is nothing but skill plus attitude plus knowledge. Attitude or behavior. So 3 components combined together, which you will develop from the first semester till 6th semester. You will be, when we use the word every time, whether the student is competent enough. The employers, the companies will come and ask whether the student is competent enough to do my job, do the job in the company. Whether the student is competent enough to execute the project. If the employer finds that, if the companies find that the student is able to do, definitely he will hire you. And not only you work for the company, tomorrow you can go and start your own startups. And you should be an entrepreneur. You can be only if you have the competencies, if you have the knowledge, if you have the skill, if you have the attitude. You can see here, if we have to say that, what is knowledge, what are skills, and what are attitude. Whereas I was talking here competency, competency, competency. I was speaking over here about knowledge, skill, and attitude. So what are these? Does the student know what he or she should do? This is the knowledge what you are acquiring. For example, principles of management, if you take the subject you are studying in the first semester itself, where you will be taught how to organize, how to plan, how to coordinate, how to execute. Whether you have that knowledge, you should ask yourself. Do I have that knowledge? I have studied 6 semesters. I have studied first whole semester. Do I have that knowledge with me now? You will have the knowledge if you concentrate yourself in the activities, in the contents, while participating in all the aspects. And you see, your skills, we talked about you should develop your skills. Whether you are able to do it, you have that skill to perform it. Tomorrow, if you have been given a project to do, if you have been given a research project, or if you have been given a role of manager in a company, whether you are able to do it, you have that skill to do it, and attitude. Does the student choose to do it? When you have your knowledge and skill, how will you utilize to in a situation to perform it? Tomorrow you will be given a situation where there is a strike happening in a company. So your manager will come and tell, your CEO will come and tell, hello, you are a BBA graduate or you're a BCA graduate. You can't manage this situation. So how you will manage the situation is the thing. You have studied everything in 6 semesters. You have studied all type of work. You have participated in all type of activities. Whether you will be able to manage the situation is the question. If you are not able to manage the situation, then you failed. You failed there. So you should have the knowledge, skill, and the attitude to perform positively at the right time. That is the opportunity given to you all to complete the task. And we can see your competence is demonstrated when a task is performed using learned skills and knowledge. Whatever knowledge and skill you have been learned throughout the years, we can say that, okay, if you're performing when the situation is given to you all, we can say that, yes, he can do it. He has the right competence within him. Next. So here you can see when we say that your attitude, different types of attitude, how you are. When you enter the company, it's not a situation like a teacher will come and speak to you about the contents. No superior will come and talk to you, okay, what we have to do, we will train you. No training there. Training should undergo here in the college. How the training? The teacher will give you group work, teacher will give you presentations, teacher will give you experiential learning. That you have to perform very well. That's the training you have to undergo in the college. So this task, when you enter the company, you will have to solve the problems there. You will have to do the teamwork there. That is how your attitude is. And you can see here, accepting the responsibility for the outcome. Whatever outcome, you should be ready to accept that. So you are accountable for each and every work. That is how you work in a team. You accept the task, you perform well, you manage the situation. And when we talk about skills, there are life skills and employability skills too. Now you can see that your teachers have given you the task, seminar and presentation. Is it just to go and read there? No, you have to prepare and come and present so that tomorrow you will gain the public confidence, to speak public speaking confidence, that to speak in the public, to address the meeting, to address your employees tomorrow in the company. So the skills are very much required. That will be gained only through experience. We have seen our many teachers and our students to interact with the retailers, or interact with many of the stakeholders outside. We have seen many videos of our students where they go and do the interviews, with unorganized retailers, and many we have seen. That shows our students are capable. Our students have the knowledge and skill. Our students have the attitude because they're experiencing themselves. They're experiencing themselves what they are studying in the class. That's why we give you experiential learning. We give you, activities to perform, seminar, presentations, all this. Tomorrow, when you go to the company, a BCS student, when he goes to the company, employer will tell, please develop the software. If you do not know the knowledge, if you do not have the knowledge, if you don't know how to create the software, then he is gone. Where is the skill? Where is the knowledge? Where is the confidence? Forensic science or microbiology student, if he is asked to do any of the tests, if he is not able to do, then they are gone. Our commerce students and management students, if they are asked to organize an event and to manage the employees, if they are not able to do, then they are gone. How to create a project? If you are unable to do the project, again you fail. So you have to think. You have lots of opportunities here. Participate in all the activities, all the opportunities, which starts from the day one, not in the semester and examination. Semester and examination is important as well as continuous internal assessment. These are the life skills where neither, not BCom nor BBA, all the students, BCA, BSc students, BA students, should be able to do the decisions when the situation comes. You cannot depend on anyone. So that you should have the confidence with the right knowledge of your subject. Domain-specific subject knowledge you should have. And skills. And you should have the right attitude. Then you will win wherever you go. And these are the qualities, characteristics a student should have. You should think critically. You should be a team leader. You should be able to solve the problems at whenever it's in need. And communication, which is very much important, where if you have to communicate anything to the other person, you should have the fluency. I know that all the students are very fluent in your mother tongue or any other local language. But when it comes to English, most of the students are fluent. But 20% of students are not able to make it effectively. Why? Your training starts when you come to the college. So unless you speak in English, because you know that world around us communicates in English, maximum. They will not learn Malayalam or Kannada or any other language for ourselves. Whether the other stakeholders will learn, we should learn English. We should be fluent in English to communicate. Now, for example, if you are graduates and goes out, you got a company, you got a very good company, or you started a good startup. Now you should go there and address your employees. How you will address? Because most of your employees are from US, UK, European countries. So how you will go? Because you have skill, you have knowledge, but you do not have the communication. How you will address the employees from UK, US, and European countries? Only through English. How you can develop your speaking skill is only by speaking. We are there to help you to speak. So communication is also very important in addition to all your competencies. And as I already explained to you, there are two types of assessment. That is, formative is nothing but your continuous internal assessment, and summative, where you write at the end of the semester, the examination. See, and you may think, why am I assessed from the day one? Why a student is assessed from the day one? Because we as a teachers want to know what you have learned, what you have understood, and if you have not understood, to help you to understand better. That's why we assess you on a daily basis. Because if you just write in the semester end examination, we will not be able to know how much you have developed your skills, how much you have learned, whether you are able to perform that particular task. Only by assessing you throughout the days in the semester, we will be able to guide you how much you have learned, so that you will achieve the learning outcome. Now, as I already explained to you, how often we assess you on the daily basis. And again, I have already touched upon this knowledge, skill, and attitude, which is nothing but our Bloom's taxonomy level, which focuses on students' holistic development. And you all see that you have entered now, you're in second semester, even semester, second, fourth, and sixth. You are already started assessing by your teachers. The students who are attending classes and performing the tasks, already the evaluation sheets, assessment sheets are with the teachers. However, the students have attended on that particular day for this classes, for this work, and how much he has performed. All your assessment sheets are with our teachers. How much you know the knowledge, how much you know the skills, and what is your attitude. So that's why we keep a track of the record. From first semester, our teachers had your record. Now in second semester, they have your record. Now they are matching what happened in first semester, how she was. In second semester, how she is. That's what we are trying to assess. Now we are trying till sixth semester, how he is performing. So each and every activities are assessed. Next. And you can see that in continuous internal assessment, you will be given certain tasks to perform where the teacher will assess and guide you what you should do and what you should not do. That is a feedback to you. You should accept it. When you know that you do not know the content, you should accept and you should go ahead. You should ask the teacher, please teach me. I do not know this. I could not perform this work. I could not perform this lab work. I could not perform this, develop this software. Please teach me. That should be your character. That should be your objective, to learn things and progress ahead in life. And here, our assessment is not to just give you marks and rank you. We want to tell you and inform you how much you have learned, how much you have developed, and we want to know that whether our students have developed or learned the required knowledge, skill, and has the attitude. You can see here, through many ways, we give group discussions, we give journals, we ask you to write the article, we ask you to do the research, and we give you tests, and we give internal assessment, internal written examination. Ultimately, you can see that we want our students to, this is the Bloom's taxonomy levels, where we have designed and developed our syllabus so that our students, we should start from base. That is, you can see it, you can see from remember it starts. You can see that remember, first the students, once he completes his sessions, he should be able to remember the aspects, understand the concepts, apply the aspects to the practical situations, and analyze what is right and wrong, and evaluate what can be better, and create the new thing and innovation. How do we assess? You all know that how the teachers comes with the rubrics to give by giving you the task to assess how you are performing. When do we assess? There is no specific period to assess you all. As I said, you from the day one you are assessed. And we have as formative, diagnostic, and summative assessments where a teacher from first day will try to know what you know Then you will be given lectures and various skills which will be performed and skill knowledge, so that the teacher will again would like to know from the continuous internal assessment how you have performed. And then at the end, summative assessments. Have you all heard about the word rubrics, students? Rubrics? What is rubrics? Where you will be given activities to perform. Previous slide, you show them the previous slide. That's the tools that teachers use to assess the student learning after a lesson or after a class. Teachers will come and tell you, I'm going to assess you with this rubric. That is, the teacher holds it as a tool to assess the student, whether the student understood that concept, whether he knows that concept. If not, how would I change, whether I have to change the way of teaching? The teacher again will decide there. If a student don't understand, how can I help the student to learn better? So if you miss all these classes and assessment, if you don't do your work, teacher will not be able to know that how much you have progressed and what support should be given to a student. Next. Next. Previous. And you can see that the positive relationship exists between attendance, continuous internal assessment, and summative assessment. Let me tell you, I've told you in the beginning itself, the students attending their classes and learning the concept in the class and developing required skills, understanding, accepting the knowledge, and right attitude will only can be done when he attends the classes throughout. If he misses the task on the day which teacher has assigned, you're not able to do, then you're out. You're not assessed. Unless you go and approach the teacher. So you should, even if you're absent for a reason, you should go and approach your teacher. Teacher, I have missed this concept. I want to learn it. Please teach me. That should be your attitude. That's how you will excel tomorrow, and you will be able to listen to your employees when you start your companies. And then, if you are able to learn throughout, you will also can perform in your semester and examination. We are not here to rank you all. Our main aim is my student, our students should develop this competency. What is competency? What is competency? It's a combination of knowledge, skill, attitude. How can you develop this knowledge, skill, and attitude? By learning the contents through various methods. Experiential learning, by completing the project, by completing the internships, and listening to the lectures which a teacher comes and delivers based on his and her experience and the way she or he goes through the materials, references, which is happening today. We don't refer the old content, we refer the updated content so that to update you what's happened. Finally, you can see when the students graduate, what is the teacher's expectation or a departmental vision or an institute vision and vision is nothing but, next slide. A student should be able to remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. He should be able to remember what he has studied throughout his semesters. What he has, he should be able to recall, okay, what I have studied, which subjects I have studied, what skills I have developed. Then he should understand what is this concept, what I have studied. And then he should be able to apply the realistic situation. Tomorrow, wherever you go, the theoretical aspects, the skills, whatever you have learned, the attitude, tomorrow you should, wherever you go, you should be able to apply in a realistic situation. and analyze if something is going wrong. For example, one of the software which is being developed in the company is not working well. So our students should be able to say that, why the software is not working? Let us create a new software. That should be our student. And then analyzing and evaluate, you should be able to evaluate which is right, which is wrong, which can help the boost the performance of the company, which strategy will help to promote the company. This should be your decision making. This should be your knowledge. And finally, creating innovative things should be your domain. That's how young students, when you undergo outcome-based education, tomorrow you will be in this situation where you will be able to make the decisions in any type of situations. Thank you so much.